Welcome to ArtStreet. I'm Meredith Port, and we look forward to bringing you another edition where we showcase South Florida's thriving art scene. We're first going to head over to the Hollywood Art and Culture Center, where you're going to see for yourself why they were recently voted Best Gallery by New Times Magazine.
The Art and Culture Center of Hollywood stretches across 3 campuses in the heart of Hollywood's historic and artistic Young Circle neighborhood. The main building is a beautiful example of Mediterranean revival architecture.
We operate at 3 campuses. We're here in the 1924 historic home that's owned by the City of Hollywood. We operate an art school next door where we have adult and children's classes. And then we manage a 500-seat theater down the street at US 1 on Monroe Street, which is the Hollywood Central Performing Arts Center. We serve as a regional facility. We draw people all the way from Miami, from the Keys, all the way up to Palm Beach counties.
Outstanding works by children are featured here in their own gallery.
Just through the Art and Culture Center this past year we did direct instruction to over 2,500 kids. And we did that either by them participating in our programs or through our distance learning program, which is a partnership with Beacon.
The center is a nonprofit organization supported with help from the City of Hollywood and the community.
We're funded by memberships, donations, public and private partnerships. The City of Hollywood is very, very supportive of what we do. We take great pride in being a major cultural institution, which is a designation by the Broward County Commission, and we're the only one of 6 in South Broward.
Many of the events here are designed for families so that they can learn and appreciate the arts together.
We do a lot of free family performances, and there's always an interactive component as well for that family to participate in, whether it be learning a dance step, whether it be making origami. There's all different ways that you can participate.
With so much going on here, it's easy to see that the arts come first. Curator Jane Hart and the dedicated staff always know what's new.
I really try to get out as much as possible and see what artists are doing out in the community. I keep in touch with what artists are doing in other parts of the country, you know, especially Los Angeles and New York. And, you know, really, I just try to keep an open mind. When I see something that just hits that chord, I'll look into that further, and you know, often that'll be the initial impetus for me to delve further into something and considering it for exhibition or for a project, what have you.
The exhibits scan a wide variety of topics.
We show multimedia work, performance art, obviously painting, sculpture, drawing, the conventional media. I really try to mix it up, and I want to keep the caliber of what we do here very high, but also try to be inclusive and give opportunities to artists that are in our community and midst, as well as showing artists from outside of the area so people can be familiar with what's going on beyond our immediate region.
Jane is generous with her time and talents when it comes to supporting local artists, and this helps us all discover something new.
We have an open review policy, so unlike a lot of other institutions, we do welcome artists to submit work to have me take a look at it. You know, really try to have a dialogue with artists and have it be accessible, have the center be accessible, myself to be accessible to artists. I think that that's one of the things that we really make a difference as opposed to some of the other institutions that are showing contemporary art down here in South Florida.
ArtStreet caught up with an exhibit that went behind the scenes in the creation of art in public places. The exhibit is called Natural Forces. It honors completed public art projects commissioned through Broward's Cultural Division's Public Art and Design program. The exhibit, like many others here, reveals important aspects of the creative process. Artist Kevin Arrow's exhibit going on in the next gallery is a good example of the local talent this cultural resource taps.
I paint, and there are several paintings in the gallery. I do drawings, pen and ink on vellum, and I collect and archive 35mm slides and analog slide equipment, which we can see later on.
Kevin also paints old vinyl records. It's an interesting mix. The theme of this exhibit? It's designed to look like his studio.
The drawings, when I finish them, I pin them up on my wall, and when I'm working on paintings, I'm often working on many of them simultaneously. So this is sort of a sense of what my working space might be like.
This collection, called Things Are Good But Can Always Be Better, was influenced by his fascination with obsolete media and his travels to India.
I brought back actual things from India and things that I learned when I was in India. And these things are subtle, but it's sort of a thread that runs through all of the work.
One of his favorite pieces features a familiar face. The reason it's his favorite? It was lost for a while.
The storage locker that it was in was sort of abandoned. The painting was traded for time in the storage locker, so the painting was sort of turned into currency and changed hands 2 or 3 times. Until a few months ago, someone told me they were helping someone clean out a storage space. They saw a painting with my name on it, and I immediately said, I know that painting.
Kevin has a collection of over 20,000 35mm slides, and in this part of the exhibit, he uses them to create the feeling that the viewer is searching for something in time.
What fascinates me about a 35mm slide is that it's only around that big. And within that small amount of space, you can see the Grand Canyon.
Here at the center, local emerging artists like Kevin are given a voice and oftentimes a first chance to share their work.
We're a big believer in emerging artists and giving them a platform to exhibit their work.
One of the best parts of my job is getting to see new talent and helping to nurture that if possible.
If you can live in a city that has great studio spaces, but if there's no exhibition opportunities, then your work just sort of sits in your studio.
For more information about the Art and Culture Center of Hollywood, visit artandculturecenter.org.